Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Stash Report from Stash Project. It is June 28th, 2021. So we're just sort of cleaning up a little bit here at the end of June in terms of kit releases. We did have one new kit announcement this morning, which we'll talk about here in a second. I want to clean up a couple of housekeeping from the last episode from last week. First of all, I think at one point I pointed at it looks like this, but it didn't actually include the picture of the tree that fell down in my yard, so there it is this time around for sure. Still don't have our high-speed internet backup yet, so once again we're transferring this onto phones and uploading it from phones, which is always a good time, which is why it continues to be late. The other thing that I want to talk about real quick was in the last video we talked about the Ebro Asuka Bantam Jeep, the British Jeep that had no box art. Well, this week there's box art for it finally. So that looks like this, which, no big surprise. It is pretty much just what we said. The same box art that I showed you, just with some words on it this time around. And the of interest here, what they're saying is that the specific livery that they've included with the big X on the hood and whatnot was specific to Prince Henry, Duke of Gloucester, who was the brother of King George and uncle of Queen Elizabeth, who took a tour of the Middle East in May of 1942. So this was his particular BRC-40, and that is the livery package that is included in it. So there is that, just sort of like I said, to cover the what was this kit questions we had last week. So the new kit announcement this week comes from Aoshima. It is for going to be the month of October. It is the next in the line of Hurricane Liberty Walk kits. You may recall that there is a Hurricane kit pending for June. We will be talking about its release in mere moments. But this will be the next one in October. It's going to have a new set of wheels and a new rear spoiler included. The Forgaccio wheels, or I like to call them the Forgaccio wheels. Or maybe it's Forgatio. I'm not sure how you pronounce that exactly. It seems like every Liberty Walk vehicle is on these rims at this point. They've sort of gotten to be, at least personally for me, something that was kind of an interesting choice of wheel to it's on everything that they make, so it's a little passe at this point. It's going to be molded in colors, much like the one we're going to talk about here in a second, and it's going to be gunmetal. It's going to be actually chic gunmetal. And so we'll again talk about the version 1 kit here in a second, and let me get you a little bit more of an idea what these series is going to be about. But kind of figured that there wasn't going to just be a one-off of this. There will be a second version, and this is it. Again, the price continues to be nearly $60 retail. They're selling for about $45 to $50 in Japan, depending on where you get it from. So still not a cheap kit, but another one is coming. So let's talk about those kit releases. There are just a few Japanese releases, almost all of them from Aoshima, with the exception of one Hasegawa kit. And the Hasegawa kit is this right here, the 1975 Monte Carlo Rally Radio Monte Carlo liveried BMW 2002 Tii Rally. This car finished 10th place in its in that year, and the decal sheet on here is decent in terms of overall livery. You do get the checkerboard for the roof, so you're not doing some crazy two-tone striping package paint job there, but you do have to paint the hood and the trunk. In the Studio 27 decal sheet that they made for this, the hood and the trunk decals were included on the decal sheet, but based on the fact that you have to bend those around the corners of the edge of the hood and the trunk, painting it, I'm thinking it's probably the better option anyway. No new parts here. Everything is just a combination of parts that are in the kit, and you go from there. So just a reissue with a fresh set of decals for you on that one. And then we go over to the Grand Champion series. So as I mentioned a few months ago when these were announced, and we just talked about at the beginning of the month with these being coming out, they are going to be reissuing, I believe, all 16 of the original Grand Champion Series kits. These were last out about 10 years ago in frontline packaging, so just a Reeboks reissue type of deal here. So you have in this series kit number 1, which is the Ken and Mary two-door Nissan Skyline GTR. And then you have kit number 2, which is a Mark 41, or excuse me, a GX41, Toyota Mark II. There you go. And then you have kit number 3, which is a Nissan Cedric 330 generation. And then kit number 4 is a Toyota Celica XX, or as we like to call them here, the Toyota Celica Supra. All of these are, you know, what you expect. These have been around for a little while. There's nothing new about them, just reissuing them. They're all in this style of having some aero parts added with these big gumball 14-inch wheels on them, which we saw all the 14-inch wheel sets be reissued in the last couple of months anyway, that these go to. So they're just back out there, which is, you know, cool to see them out again for folks that are trying to collect them. Again, I saw a few of these getting sold in the basically $80 to $90 range here not too terribly long ago, and yeah, these are really only about 25 bucks in Japan. So if you want to grab, you know, we want to collect a set or grab the ones you're missing, the next 4 months basically will be your opportunity to do so again before they sort of flitter off into Never Never Land again. And then the last kit for this video is the new tool, Liberty Walk Lamborghini Huracan version 1. So this kit, again, is molded in color. It is what they're sort of promoting is almost a version of their Easy, Fujimi's Easy kits. You may recall they did a number of those, the FJ, the Hustler, and the Alfred Vans are in that series, where they are highly polished, molded in color bodies. They do still have seam lines because just the nature of you know, injection molding, but on new tools are not very prominent to begin with. Everything else is color-coded. It's molded in several colors, black and gray and things of that nature. This does come with 2 different sort of graphics options, if you will. There are 2 sheets of Mylar stickers, which I know a lot of people are like, and there is a full complement of water slide decals as well. They replicate each other as far as basic livery. There are some things with the Mylar stickers that are not included in the water slide because you would be painting them if you were going to be going the water slide route. So this does give you the option of sort of a very beginner's model with stickers for things like the center console and the steering wheel and door panels and all sorts of things like that, where you can just add the color by putting the stickers on. Or you can, of course, paint the thing and build it like a regular kit. It's about 70 pieces or so, no engine, complete curbside. The gimmick here is the ride height, sort of a factory ride height, which is the way this car would drive around if you were operating it. And then, of course, it's on airbags, so it's slammed to the ground when it's parked. And that is what you saw in the box art, and probably how 95% of people would display it in the first place. It is molded in sort of the orange color that you saw in the box art there. So painting it in another color is up to you. All the graphics are in black. There are no white ones, so painting it a dark color is probably not going to work with the factory graphics if you want to keep the Liberty Walk performance stuff. Totally up to you, of course, on your own model. You're paying this much for it. You can pretty much do whatever you want to with it. The instruction manual is pretty neat here. It is probably about half a times bigger than a normal Aoshima instruction sheet. It's stapled in the middle, so it's not a big trifold. It's more of a traditional instruction booklet, something you get like an Tamiya kit or a Revell of Germany kit at this point. And it is glossy paper. It is not just the regular sort of black and white trifold instruction manual. It is glossy paper. It is much larger than you would expect. The front of it has the Mylar sticker layout and everything you do with the Mylar stickers as far as what parts to put them on before you assemble the model kit. And then the back pages are the water slide decal guide. And then, much like a Mobius instruction sheet, same sort of thing with the high glossy color paper, there are a number of photos of the built model sort of giving you examples of what it should look like painted. You know, not going to be of interest to anyone with any kind of experience building models at all, but for a beginning modeler who wants to paint it rather than use the Mylar stickers, those paint guides will come in extremely handy because it gives you basically a very good idea of how to paint the model. You know, and how to reference that back to reading instructions. You know, if you're new to modeling and you're not a technical type person in the sense of reading diagrams and instructions. You know, maybe you built an IKEA piece of furniture and that's pretty much it. Having that to sort of reference, okay, you know, it's saying this color and pointing at this area of the part. What does that really translate to real life? That thing is available there. And again, for an experienced builder, something to reference to. I'm not sure if it's actually two entire build sets of instructions, one just building it up without really painting it, and one with painting it. It's pretty thick from the looks of it online. We should have it here in our hands before too long, as we'll be shipping out our box from Hobby Link Japan now that this kit is in inventory for us. So we'll have it here probably the beginning of July some point. So we'll take a better look at it when we get it. But that, guys, wraps up this one. So a little flurry of new tools here this month with the new, with the Tamiya ZG coming out earlier this month, and that's now the Lamborghini Hurricane Liberty Walk kit coming in here right before the month comes to a close. And good time to be a modeler, right? As our buddy over there at Throttle Power would say. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope no trees have fallen in your yard as of yet, and your cable company is not refusing to fix your internet service the way mine is. And we'll see you guys on the other side.